Winning streak, general thoughts?
Let's keep winning.
What did you, I mean, Igor obviously did a lot of work to help you guys in the last game, but what are other things you feel like you guys have been doing well to, get 4 points out of the last 2 games?
I mean, I guess more so the Dallas game than the game in Toronto, but making defensemen turn, go back, come 200 feet, break pucks out. I think when we forecheck well, we've been forechecking very well. So the more we can do that, the better we're going to be all over the ice because we won't have to defend as much, and we'll get them playing more defense. So I think a lot rides on us forechecking well early and often.
What kind of matchup problems do you think it can cause for the other team with you and Mika now getting a look with Panarin?
I mean, those guys are pretty special players. I mean, they're not. They both throw so much misdirection at the opponent. They always have their head up with the puck, so they're really hard guys to defend. They don't expose the puck. They're constantly looking to make plays and just able to create time and space with the puck, with their feet, with their vision, with the way that they disguise what they're trying to do. I mean, Adam Fox is obviously in that same category, so tough guys to figure out if you're trying to defend them. So.
Do you feel like there could be good balance because you're a guy who can get to the net and use your speed? Mika's a guy who we know can shoot the puck really well, and Panarin sees the ice so well. So do you feel like there's the potential for some really good balance?
Yeah, I think that's the mentality that we have to have up and down our lineup is regardless of who we're playing with, especially with being a pretty long road trip and playing as many games as we have early in the season with some sickness, some injuries, some line shuffling. Guys just got to try to play their game to the best of their abilities. That makes it easier for everyone else on the line to read off of, and I think that the more we can communicate to, the easier it is for everyone, just so we can all get on the same page.
Is the 2 for 16 on the power play representative, do you think, of the way the power play has gone? Or is it just you just haven't scored, or do you need to adjust on the power play?
No, I mean, we had some really good looks in Montreal. Thought it was coming along in Dallas. Obviously, they had the one in Washington, but I mean, the problem for us against Toronto is obviously just not getting set up. And I think that getting up the ice against a team that does well in the neutral zone is more difficult when you're shuffling units than the end zone stuff necessarily. So, we've talked a lot the last few days in in-game, trying to get more comfortable and have a general idea of how we're going to support each other, but not having as many reps with that exact five-man group against a team who did really well in the neutral zone of stirring it up and making it difficult for us to get set up was that definitely gave us headaches. So that's something we need to work on. But yeah, I mean the way we were moving it in Montreal, that same unit was great. We should have had a few more, I think. Mika hit a post. Their goalie made some huge saves. So for us, it's obviously finding a way to win. Loose pucks on faceoffs, at least make it difficult for them to clear the puck, and then getting set up so that those guys on the perimeter, those three guys, I mean, I wouldn't want to kill against Artie, Mika, and Foxy. So just getting set up, getting in our positions, and letting them go to work.
Anything in even strength that you feel like you guys need to do a better job of to create more scoring chances?
I think when we get away from just not necessarily north-south hockey, but when we get away from trusting that we have a lane, that we can get it to the net, and we have to know what we're doing when we get the puck more. I think like there's times when we're not getting pucks down enough, and then you see how effective we are when guys are the minute they get it, they know they have the lane, or they're either faking that and giving it to the guy who has the lane. So the more that we can roll lines over, create turnovers on the forecheck, and get pucks to that, and get those second and third chances. I mean, that's how we've been generating offense. So we just have to do that more consistently.
You mentioned face-offs. I'm wondering, obviously, when there's a clean win, you can see it's the center, or a clean pass, you can see it's the center. But I'm wondering, as you see it, your issues on the power play the last couple of games, does it fall on the centers?
No, Mika was actually doing a really good job. Well, we were taught he had 3 draws. If you go back and look at it, he was taking them against lefties, so on the right dot, so they're both on their strong side, and he was winning them off his toe to the net front D, and I'm jumping from the wall, so I mean, there's a slim chance that, you know, we're either going to win it and I'm taking the D through with me and then we get the puck, or they're going to win it and I'm at least able to pressure. But when he's winning it off of his toe or off of himself and then it kicks right to the guy in front, like that's pretty bad luck. But on that same token, I think we can do a better job over the course of a game, 5-on-5, penalty kill power play, if we know that we're getting beat in the dots. And going to that game, we saw the percentages. They were a good team in the dot. We can do a better job of being like, all right, we're not snapping draws back, so let's play for a tie up here or like a controlled loss, I guess. So that's just kind of having a pulse on how things are going in the dot. But I mean, our guys, we've been working really hard in the face-off, so guys want to win them clean. But there are times when you've got to just turn into a bit of a dogfight down low. So in a game like that, when you know, not only are we not winning them, but we're also not getting the bounces when we do win them. We've got to do a better job of that, I think. But no, Mimico's, I swear to God, it happened 3 times where he won it off his toe right to the net front D, which is. No.
That's something that, like, in the moments before the face-off, you guys got to communicate. Like, you'll talk about as the game's going on and you're getting a feel for how the face-offs are going.
Yeah. I mean, especially if there's a guy who's pretty good in the dot on the other team. Sometimes, you know, you want to. Maybe he pushes it forward to the area he's trying to win it to, and so it ends up going harder, and we can jump off the D's back and go and jump on the puck and at least make it a 50-50 instead of letting them get into that controlled breakout off a face-off one of the D zones. So it's little stuff like that, but yeah, I mean it's hard to control this, you know, winds that are hitting you in the shin pads and the toes and going right to them, but that's you know, low percentage stuff. But yeah, I mean there's definitely things that we can talk about in a game like that'll make it so it's not, you know, necessarily a clean win for them. But on that same token, a lot of the D zone draws, we were doing a good job of not making sure they won it clean. They were coming up with a lot of those pucks, but I mean that team has a lot of face-off plays like Boston that they can run off of face-off wins in the O zone. So I thought we did a good job of making sure they didn't get anything off of those face-offs, but at the same time we want to come up with the puck.
I see you guys whispering to each other sometimes before the face-off, and I'm always wondering what you're saying. So.
Yeah, a lot of it's what we're trying to do off the draw if we win it. But yeah, there's times when it's definitely, you know, we see how they're setting up and get an idea for what they're trying to do at the line and make a little adjustment there to make sure they don't get the easy exit.